Yes. That's how it go. Uh-huh. And then now you'll get a chance to just engage with all things Nationwide 90 FM, including the Design Studio. So go over there now and do it now. So we're bringing you fresh lifestyle segments. We're bringing you design. We are bringing you all sorts of wellness and the latest trends. So we've got you covered, right? So if you're really passionate about living beautifully inside and out, you've come to the right place. So coming up in our show this week, we have cleaning and organizing. hmm and this week in particular, we have how to clean hard to reach places. And then now coming up in Design Lab, which is sponsored by BH Paints, we have an upcycled basket. Yes, honey. And in What Would Karen Do, we have a particular question now about kitchens. Now, if it is that you have a question for me, and this is my ultimate segment of the entire show. I love it because it gives you a chance to what pick my brain, and then I can tell you all of the things. You understand? Okay, so after that, now we have even before that, I'm sorry. What would Karen do if you have any questions on the spot? Usually we have some questions from our YouTube audience, and welcome to you today, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. You can send your questions to 876-280-6629, or if it is in the chat, the YouTube chat, I will see it and I will address it. All right. So in interior design this week, we have transforming your space with minimal effect. Yes, this is what all we want to do. We want to transform the space without spending a huge amount of money. And there are little things that we can do, huge bang for a little bit of buck. Yes. And the home tour this week will be the Seville. And for those of us who've seen it before, it's sell out. It's nice, it's beautiful, it's great. Yes, in Thrive 360, we will be having a conversation with Dr. Patrice Charles King. Now, in case you don't know who Dr. Patrice Charles King is, she is the eminent. Yes, she at the top of the top of the top of the food chain. She is a counseling psychologist, and we're going to be talking about change a life today. Yep, because all you 20 somethings and 30 somethings, if you think that you're not going to get there, and according to the Allah, we all, as far as we pass 35, we all, guess what? It's coming. So there's something called menopause in women and andropause in men. But you never know that, right? So stay tuned. We're coming up now with cleaning and organizing next.
Say now me they mess up your mind, and now me they make you free up your mind. Say your body talk to me nice. Say now my love you didn't need for your life. Yeah, our love no be lie. Say yeah we did together, yeah day and night. Yeah, if I leave you go by. Yeah, if you leave I go stroking your body, baby. Loving your body, baby. As you're whining your body, baby. So crazy. Loving your body, baby.
Okay, class is in session. Class is in session. Before we go to class, I have some people to welcome. Errol, SH, Andrea, good, and David. Good afternoon, and thank you so very much for coming to class very early. And those people are on the YouTube dial. All right, so today we're going into cleaning and organizing, and we're talking about how to clean hard to reach areas. Because, as a matter of fact, I was in my kitchen this morning, and you know me, it's a place that I would like to avoid. But sometimes I have to go in there to kind of warm up the tea and all these things. And I touched on top of my microwave, and I'm like, and it is a hard to reach because I had to get on top of it. It's a thing, right? And I'm like, yeah. So our topic today is really, really appropriate to my experience this morning. And I call myself cleaning my kitchen on a daily basis, but there's some hard to reach places that we're going to help you out today. All right. How about, those your baseboards, or we'd call them base molding, Yeah, you have crown molding at the top, but you also have the base molding on the floor molding. We call it skirting, we call it whatever you want to call it. They need to clean, right? And sometimes it's not because we're cleaning and we're always wiping out the house why you feel that it's being cleaned. No, sometimes if you really get down on a granular level and really look, and I'm not talking about you must clean your molding every single day. You understand? But there's sometimes when we really have to, it's the beginning of the year, we have to do clear out. We've been talking about all of that, on a regular basis. This is something that is easily missed because we feel that when we are wiping out that things, yeah, it's being cleaned. It's not. Okay, so here's the first thing that we have to do. You know those microfiber dust cloths, that we see on the road, and so you can take those and dust it first, you know. Um, and then you can also use a dryer sheet to wipe away all of the dust and prevent the buildup. So dryer sheets. Thank you, Jareen. I did not know that I can use a dryer sheet to clean up my molding. All right. On that note, digest it a little bit, and we're gonna take a break and come right back.
But I need you now. Yeah. I find you, I gave you all you needing. I know what you like. I feel it coming.
Shop at Cameron Industries Limited for all your countertops, cabinets, tiles, and hardware supplies. Telephone 876-963-0628. The time by Cameron Industries Limited, manufacturing state-of-the-art equipment, is
1:15 p.m.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also, tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
It is what it is. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad.
You're in the Dezign Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker.
Over me, I don't know what's over me. I'm overthinking everything. The time you feel like nobody can understand the way.
All right, guys. Alrighty. So if you have just joined us, let me just tell you where you are. You are in the Dezign Studio with me. Yeah, Karen Booker. You just heard that, right? But I'm just being a little repetitive because I want you to come back. Welcome to everybody on the YouTube. Welcome to you, and thank you so much for sharing already. I mean, we have some serious discussions there over there. Andrea says too that the ceiling fan is the hardest place to reach and clean. Yeah, and she's already suffering from vertigo. I have a plan for you. I have the exact solution. All right, so if you're new to the space, if you're new here, we are talking about cleaning hard to reach places, and as you know, the ceiling fan is one of them, but I'm coming back to that. What we're talking about now is base molding. You know, that molding that is all the way on top of your floor, at the bottom of the wall, on top of your floor. Especially if we have drywall in our homes, we need molding there. All right. So first thing that we said, wipe it off first with a microfiber cloth or even a dryer sheet. Like what? Okay, so the next thing that we need you to do is to deep clean with soapy water. Warm water with dish soap, we can do that, right? Dip a sponge on a cloth and wipe it down. All right, use a broom or a mop now. Yeah, and this is what I want you to do. You're going to wrap the microfiber cloth around the broom or the mop to reach the lower baseboards without bending. You know, those of us who are getting of a certain age, we don't want to bend anymore. No, no, no. So use them up. Use them, and I'm telling you, as you know, I'm a clean freak. I'm always cleaning, and I am finding some uses for mops right now that you wouldn't be. I want you to like, yeah. Necessity is the mother of invention. All right. So prevent future dust buildup. Wipe with a dryer sheet to repel the dust and keep them cleaner longer. Did you know that the dryer sheet, that is my pearl for you today. All right. The ceiling fans now, Miss Andrea. Here your tingo. All right. You know those extendable dusters? No, I'm not talking about the broom that the Bubba Dreads sell. I'm talking about those Swiffer dusters that have an extendable arm that you can push up, right? And then you can rotate and put them to where you need. That is the best thing for a ceiling fan. I know you guys don't want to get on a ladder, but there are some very short ladders that you can possibly get on that are very, 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 very sturdy. Those, Andrea says, yes, she has one. So, Andrea, you don't have no problem then. You don't have no problem. You're okay. You understand? If you can do that, you are pretty much like ahead of the thing. All right. Did you know too that you can get a cleaning spray? An eco cleaning spray, mix equal parts of vinegar and water in a spray bottle for an easy eco-friendly solution. You definitely can. As a matter of fact, you know those same Swiffers, those extendable things, they come in a wet version to, you know, that you can use for the floor. You can also use that to clean your ceiling fan. You know why? Because I've done it. Yes. Not because something comes with one use, mean that you can use it for a myriad of uses. You understand? Okay. Behind and under furniture. Yeah. If you're not cleaning behind your furniture, you're not cleaning up. You must move them every now and again. You would be surprised to know what is underneath that couch. As a matter of fact, it's not even underneath the couch sometimes, you know. It is between the cushions, the seat cushions. If you hair, lint, dust, money. Yes. So what you could do is either, if you have one of those dust busters, you know, those handheld vacuums, you can vacuum there, or you can take a little broom, you know, those handheld brooms, and sweep up that. You understand? But you need to move your furniture occasionally if you are one of those people who sweep things under rug and are not cleaning. You understand? Slide the furniture one side and clean underneath at least once a month. All right, fine. How about now the high ceilings and the walls? Same thing. Use a microfiber mop or duster, right? The extendable microfiber mops or dusters, those work. You can also attach a cloth to a broom. Yes, you know that sometimes the walls have to clean off. You never know. Especially if you're going to paint. You need to clean off all that dust on the walls, and walls do carry dust, right? Andrea says too that we need to clean our stove. We need to move our stove and our fridge as well. As for those culprits, you understand? If hubby is there and he's watching TV one morning, just say, hubby, you can come help me move these things, please. Yes, you might have to wait a minute because you know how husbands are. Them do things on for them time. But, you know, encouragement sweeten labor. You know what I'm saying? All right. So what about your light fixtures now and your chandeliers? Yeah. Them something there? The light fixtures? Lord have mercy. Do you know that they have these cans, right, that has compressed air, and you can, you know, this is where you buy them in the electronic store because it is really for your keyboard. Yeah. And when you spray it, it's just air, so it comes out with a gust of air. You can use those to clean off the fixtures, the small light fixtures and the chandeliers. Yes, and you can use them, especially if you have those, you know, those chandeliers, the vintage ones that has little pieces of crystals and so on. Yes, my dear, use that. Get all of the dust off first, right? Another thing I have for you is the glove or sock method. Wear a cotton glove or an old sock. Yeah, or old sock. Dampen it slightly and just wipe each piece carefully. Again, I have done that, so you are good. Yes. Okay, so I hear some people on the YouTube saying that no pun intended, sweep it under the rug. Lady, you shall remain nameless. I am not even going to call your name and let people think ill of you. You understand? SH says a piece of cloth attached to a long stick for the cobwebs. Yeah, you can do that, and you can also get the broom that the Bubba Dread sell. You know, see the Bubba Dread with the broom. Yes, that one. It's long, 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 long. And that is for the cobwebs. Because, you know, sometimes we have these vaulted ceilings, right? Okay. Another thing that you can get, you know, if it is that you can climb up and get the light fixtures, you know, the glass covers off, you can remove the glass shades and wash them with warm and soapy water. You can. But the moral of the story today is these hard to reach places with some intentionality and some focus, we can get to them. Yes, we can, but them can't just stay up there forever and ever. Amen. And we just close an eye. And that means say your place not clean. No, in terms of my microwave this morning, I happened to just touch the top of it and it had airborne grease, you know. So what I am going to do now, I'm going to use that solution of vinegar and water to get all of that off. And that is my after 3 o'clock activity for today. Yes, I want you to stick and stay with me right now. And yes, and we will be right back. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about upcycling a storage box in Design Lab. Soon come.
Cause I am totally, I don't know how to keep company. So I've been drinking cognac. I've been drinking too many shots of cognac. One for the belly, another for the broken hearts. Three for addition for so I don't go back. Give us somebody who can watch my shoulders. So I can never be so. I can never be so.
It's time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paint's 100% acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Make me sweat, make me harder.
You're in the Dezign Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker.
Make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me harder.
Normally, I could keep my cool, but tonight I'm whining.
And we are back. And now, you know, Mr. David Nebar on the YouTube chat has graciously offered his services for all of the ladies on the YouTube that he says he's a jack of all trades, and he will come over and he will help you guys to clean hard to reach places. Okay. All right. So I just figured I would give you that public service announcement. All right. So coming up right now, we are going to go right straight into Design Lab, sponsored by none other than BH Paints. And we are going to be talking about an upcycle or seeing an upcycled storage box. All right. So I will do my best. If you're riding around at 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, 90.9, what I will do is narrate for you guys and just promise me, when you get to a safe space, go onto the Nationwide 90 FM Live 2 and then download the app, and then you will get to see exactly what everybody else is seeing. And then, of course, you will share, you will engage, and you'll tell us how much you love us. For everybody else who's now on the app, even if you, because I know you have somebody, you're voyeurs. You don't say nothing, but you're there. At least like up the thing, man. Numbers count. All right, stay tuned. Yeah. We're gonna go right into this. It's nice. Promise you, I wouldn't lie.
Can you blow my mind? Set off my whole body. If I give you my time, can you snatch my soul from it? I don't wanna wait. Come take me where I ain't been before.
Is David, if you can slow it down for us so that I can narrate really, really, really good. Fabric over a box and then finishing it off with twine or rope. So here is the situation. Now here's what we're going to do. We're looking at a storage box. And a storage box, let me just tell you guys something. You can go to any supermarket and go beg a box. It's not that serious. You understand what I'm saying? So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a box. I wouldn't say a huge box, a small enough box, depending on what you want to put in the box. You understand what I'm saying? So you get a box, you get some fabric. It could even be an old pillowcase. It could be an old pillowcase that you just have. Okay, stop it right there. An old pillowcase that you just have and you don't have the mate to it or whatever the case is. Cool? So you have a pillowcase, you have a box, you have some rope or twine, right? Then I need you to get your glue gun. Now, any DIYer worth their salt has to have what? A glue gun. You need a glue gun. You need some glue sticks. You also need a cup with some water. So when the glue gun burn your finger, you can just put it straight into the water. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, all right. And then I believe that, and then you need the twine. All right, cool. So what you're going to do now is measure up the box and measure the fabric to make sure that your fabric can fit around the box. You understand what I'm saying? All right, here we go. So we are measuring up the fabric and we're putting the fabric all the way around the box. So therefore it's all measured and nice. You are going to now glue on the fabric to the box. Good? Easy. That's fine. No, you're not going to glue on the fabric to the box all the way down, like halfway, right? And then now, because what you're going to do is to cover the box from halfway up. So from the middle of the box to the top of the box, and then you're going to put all the excess fabric in the box because that has to serve as the liner. Get it? All right, fine. Once you do that now, you're going to get your cord or your twine or your rope, okay? And then now you are going to glue that where the fabric, the end of the fabric meets the box. So therefore you get a finished edge of the rope. You see, when you finish this, it's going to look like something that you see in any of these high-end stores. And then you have the satisfaction of knowing that, yes, you did that. So all you do now, you take your rope and you go around and around and around the box, right? And that will finish it off. Right. Now, when you put all of the excess fabric in the box, you're going to end up with something that's not too neat. What you're going to do, what I should have told you is you're going to take off one of the flaps in the box, right? And then you're going to wrap that with the excess fabric. You're going to put that down in the box at the base of the box, and that will now make everything look finished and beautiful and nice. You understand what I'm saying? It's so nice. So now this box can be used as some in your bathroom, in your kids' room, in your room, in the kitchen, anywhere at all. And you did that. All you need is a box. You need some fabric, could be an old pillowcase, some scissors, your glue gun, your glue sticks, some rope. That's it. And when you are done with this beautiful box, then you can merchandise the box. You put flowers in there, you put candles in there, you put all kinds of things in there that just going to make you feel so good. You know what I'm saying? All right, so nice. Can we see the end of the box, please, so that everybody can see exactly what it looks like. So people on YouTube, please comment. Let us know how we did with this box. That is us putting in now the liner in the box, so therefore it looks like something that is just wonderfully done and store-bought. You see, the things about your crafts, you don't want it to look like as you do it. You want people to come over and marvel and say, wow, that's so great. And then you say, oh, I did it. And it only took me 3 hours. All right. So that is our storage box. Here we go. And that's the finished part. And yeah, all I've done here was just put some flowers in, a candle, some wipes and so on. Or, another one is to just put bath salts in and put it at the edge of your bathroom. Such a great merchandising idea. Fantastic and fabulous. So that's what we have for Design Lab today. Coming up next, what would Karen do? I have my cape on. I'm coming to your rescue. 280-6649 is the number for you to send in the WhatsApp questions, or you guys on YouTube, if you have a question, send it in now.
Can you snatch my soul from me? I don't wanna wait. Come take me where I ain't been before. Can you blow my mind? Set off my whole body, Make me sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water, make me sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water.
What Would Karen Do is brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
All right, guys. Okay, so what would Karen do? We have a very interesting question today. It's very, very interesting. All right. How do you balance dark tones and rich textures in a kitchen to create a moody yet inviting atmosphere without making the space feel too heavy or cramped? It's such an interesting question. Because the person who asked this question understands the meaning of moody, right? And I'm sure everybody said, how are you going to get a moody kitchen? What that mean by moody kitchen? That mean that when we go in there, we don't want to stay in the kitchen because it put me in a bad mood? No, it doesn't. A moody kitchen means a dark kitchen. You're using darker tones. You're making it, you have more ambience, more atmosphere. It's just a little bit darker. You understand what I'm saying? So because we're in Jamaica and because we're not like not dark, and because we have smaller kitchens, some of us, we want to know. And even if we have the larger kitchens, we want to know how we can make this thing look really good and Instagram worthy and TikTok worthy, like what we see. But we understand too that sometimes when we want to copy the things that we see on IG, we need a little bit of help. You understand? So, Karen to the rescue. We're now in What Would Karen Do? Welcome to everybody who's listening to us on 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9. And welcome to everybody who's listening on or watching us on YouTube today. Welcome. Andrea, SH, Errol, David, Marvelous. Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for giving me all the props. And sometimes you have to prop up people. You know what I'm saying? That's what you guys do for me each and every single Saturday. And please continue to press that like button. So I am going to tell you again, How do you balance dark tones and rich textures in a kitchen to create a moody yet inviting atmosphere without making the space feel too heavy and cramped? All right. The first thing that you have to do is layer your lighting, right, for warmth and depth. The lighting, very, very important. So you need to use a mixture of ambient lighting, task lighting, and accent lighting. What do I mean by ambient lighting? Ambient lighting would be your recess lights, or it would be the light that lights up your entire kitchen. And of course, that has to be the brightest possible. Yeah, the kitchen have to bright. That's the first thing. Your kitchen off to bright. Okay, fine. Then your task lighting. Your task lighting would be, you ever see those pendant lights that go right on top of your kitchen peninsula or the island? Those are the task lights. Your task lights are those two, like over your main prep counter. It could be underneath your cabinetry. Yes, that's your task lighting. And then your ambient, your accent lighting. Now you could have sconces. The accent lighting don't do nothing but just create a mood. Now that's where your mood comes in. It creates an atmosphere. You understand? All right. Another thing that is really great these days are strip lighting. It's that's like the second coming. The problem is with us, we're using them a little bit too much. You understand? Anytime you use things too much in a home, it looks like it now becomes, I'm going to say it, cheap. You don't want your house look cheap. So you're going to use them in small bites, on the cabinets, inside the glass, the front cupboards, and that can really enhance some kind of depth. Right? Also, your statement pendant lights or your sconces. I would do those with metallic finishes. You know why with the metallic finishes? It bounces the light. Okay, so what you're going to do now, second thing I have to do is the contrast. Anything that you do, you have to create a great contrast. If not, it's just good place going to look boring. And it's your kitchen. You spend a lot of time in there. So place don't, unless you have a showpiece kitchen like me, and yeah. Whether spend time or whatever, it just look nice. So for those of us who actually use the kitchen for cooking, you really need now to zhuzh up the thing and make the thing look nice. So therefore you would want to go in the kitchen and do some more cooking. All right. So here's what you're going to do now. You're going to pair your dark cabinets, right, with lighter countertops. So if your kitchen cabinets are, like the burgundy or the black, or the forest green or the dark gray, then your countertops must be white. It just must be white, either white marble, but if you're doing marble, make sure that you put a sealer on it, because you know what happens, right? It's porous. If you spill red wine, it's gonna stain, okay? Or quartz. You understand? So make sure if you're using the darker cabinetry, which are in vogue now, then you use your lightly colored countertops. All right. What about your backsplash? That too has to be very, very light. As a matter of fact, we are not into using, the holy mosaic countertops anymore. We're using these large surface tiles, or the same material that you use for your countertop. You go up with it, and that will do what? Your backsplash. Look, what do you say? May I tell you, it look good. Really does. Okay, the next thing I have for you now is your reflective or your metallic accents. Yeah. You have to go reflect the light. It's as simple as that. You're putting in some texture now, so it's not a matter of just turning on the light and everything just glows. No, if you have everything shiny, that's uninteresting. That's uninviting. You don't want that. What you want to do is to juxtapose the shiny with the coarse or the textured. So therefore, what happens is you have a play on the texture, and of course, it just looks great. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to introduce, if you're doing gold, then you do gold. If you're doing the silver, the brush chrome, then you do that. You understand? So what you don't want to do is, you don't want your place to look flat. You just don't, So if it is that your cabinets are shiny, then your hardware has to be what? Flat or matte. Exactly. You go opposites, right? When you do, what you could do as well, remember I told you about the reflective or the metallic accents, you can do glossy, cabinetry. You can do really glossy, but you have to make sure that your countertop has to be flat or matte. So if you do a matte cabinetry, make sure that you can do either a glossy handle, a glossy hardware, or you can opt for a glossy countertop. You understand? And of course, glossy floors, right? Okay. No. The strategic use of color. When you go down to BH Paints, when you go down to the color centers, remember I've told you time and time again, you can get these little pots. They're only $500. Yes. And what you can do now is use those pots as samples and to just sample the color that you want on the wall. So if you're going to be adding deep greens or the inky blues or rich burgundy accents in your accessories, or you can do that with a feature wall. You can. I'm not saying to you that you must paint the whole place blue or green or burgundy. No. What you're going to do, go down to BH Paints, the color center. Please, that's one is at Premier Plaza. You're going to get a little pot of some deep, beautiful, moody color. Remember, moody means a little dark, a little bit of interest. Yes, right? And then now you pick the color, you have them mix it for you. It's only $500. Don't tell me that you can't. Don't stop it. You can. Sure. Right? And then now you try it out on your wall and see how much you love it. After you love it, then you go buy it and you make sure that you buy the Ultima one. That is the one you must buy in the matte finish. We're no longer doing semi-gloss in our kitchens or gloss, because according to us, the kitchen going to have it need for wash down and all these things. No, honey, the technology is already in the paint, so therefore we can wash it down and make it look really, 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 really good. Yes. So remember, strategic use of light, reflective metallic accents. Yes. Remember now, you're gonna contrast. You're gonna contrast this thing to make sure it balance out. Your layered lighting, and the last thing is make sure to invite the natural light in. Make sure. So here's what I'm saying to you. So when you combine these elements thoughtfully, because we are going with order this year, everything has to have some kind of intentionality. You really, really can create, a really moody yet welcoming and inviting kitchen that is luxurious and intimate. And of course, visually dynamic. I really do hope that helps. Stay tuned. We're coming right back with what? Home tour.
Did you say you're on your way? Why now?
What Would Karen Do was brought to you by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
Received, now you want me back. I know the procedure.
It's time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints. With over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes, their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paints 100% acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Introducing Domus Windows and Doors, Caribbean UPVC solutions. Now open at the Summit, 16 Chelsea Avenue, Kingston 5. Order energy-efficient solar E windows and doors that offer laminate glass for enhanced security and a 50% reduction on your air conditioning usage. Now that's saving money. And these windows and doors are manufactured to international standards with a 20-year warranty on the frames. Get special offers in time for Christmas. Call or WhatsApp 619-1223 or visit the showroom today.
It hurts if you don't check first. Be excellent customer service. Our staff is knowledgeable and trustworthy. And we have a wide variety to supply society. And the price is right, yes, it's worth it. The solution to your auto parts needs the one-stop shop. And we deliver to, so if you can't come in, just link with on WhatsApp. Or call and make your order. And remember, there's no other. So it hurts if you don't check first. So there's no need to search. It hurts if you don't check first.
You're in the Dezign Studio with the Design Diva, Karen Booker.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals dey in human form. Body man nobody like work, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish dem wan fight us. If dem dey run dem no fit catch up. I know dey form say I too righteous. No con dey form say you too like us. Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money.
All right, guys. So sometimes you really you look at your space, right? And I know it's the beginning of the year. Well, right now, the 100 days of January is over. So I guess most of us are back on track now. And we're looking in our space and we're like, you know what? I didn't want to update my space during the holidays because it just got too much. Because there are some people who wait until the beginning of the year to, do them thing. As a matter of fact, Herma Bishop Brown, you're checking in. Hello to you. We're just waiting on Charmaine now and then we'll be complete. All right, cool. So if it is that we are looking at our spaces, we don't have too much money because who does? Who has this whole heap of money to invest in our space over and over again? Unless it is something that is carefully considered and intentional, and then you say, okay, this is what we're going to do, right? But sometimes there's things that we can do if you want to just have a quick refresh, right? And you know that sometimes a small change can give what big impact on your home's overall look and feel. So I'm going to give you some quick and easy ways to refresh your space without a major renovation. And if you require more than that, then please, the Design Diva to your rescue. All right, so first thing that I want you to do, update your lighting. Update your lighting. Yes. You're going to swap out all of your outdated light fixtures for modern pendants and floor lamps or LED strips. Yes. It's just that simple. I tell you, and lighting not only for money. You can. So what you can do now, whether it is that you order or whether it is that you go, traverse the streets of King. Meaning that could be your lamps, right? That could be your lamps, your floor lamps, your sconces. Your sconces are a big one. Even though gold is back in right now, we have some people with some old-time brass, and you feel say that is just it's nice and it's wonderful. No, you need to change that. As you guys know, I love vintage. I love anything vintage. But sometimes the vintage is not just vintage, it's just old. You understand? It has no character. If it is that you have something in your home that is robbing your space of character, swap it out, man. Swap it out. There are things out there that you can use. All right. The next thing is, if you want to have a warm feeling in your space, you're going to use the warmer bulbs. Those are the yellow lights, the warm LEDs. If it is that you want a brighter, whiter, fresh, energized feel, then it has to be the daylight bulbs. I, for one, want daylight bulbs in my house because I don't want to feel too relaxed or too warm and fuzzy and whatever the case is. No, I must look at my space with nice eyes all the time. You understand? Okay. Rearrange your furniture. Remember, we were just talking about the fact that you have to move your furniture every now and again. Okay, all right. If it is that you're going to hire Mr. David to come into your space, because David Nabar said that he is a jack of all trades and he will help all ladies, yes, to clean and all these things. You cannot invite him into your space if you have never moved it and you don't know what is under it. You will shame. You understand what I mean? So every now and again, you rearrange your furniture. When you rearrange your furniture, you improve the flow and you improve the functionality. And it just looks like, you see a place with fresh eyes. The first thing is make sure that you create a focal point, near a large window or a piece of art and so on. That's what you have to do. When you're going to rearrange your furniture, find out where it is, where you're going to do the focal point. The focal point is usually the first wall that you look at when you walk into the space. After that, you rearrange your furniture, right? All right. Gone are the days when we are doing this whole heap of small things all over the place. We don't like it, we don't like see it, we don't want it. You understand what I'm saying? Is that no? We want statement decor. Even if your space is very small, I want you to introduce one piece that is big. That could be your focal point, but that could also mean that you are intentional. Bold artwork, large mirrors. Oh, hold on a second. I want to know, say. You see, the mirrors that on the market right now is not them little closet over the door mirror, no, it's some big rectangular mirrors, the floor mirrors, and they have an outline frame. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Or it could be those circles, the circular ones, and they're big outline frame. What it is with those things, they are big, they're not ornate, they are simple, but they have boldness in their simplicity. Do you see where I'm going with that? All right. How about your textured throws, your decorative pillows, and your unique vases? Those things add personality. No, here's the thing with the vases. I traverse the streets. I know what's in everybody's space, and I am going to challenge my folks who are serving the country by bringing in these vases. That what I'm going to challenge you guys with, I'm going to ask you kindly and ask you please to go and see what your competitor has so that you don't carry it. Because I can see a common thread right now with all of these spaces and everybody I carry safety. Me for one, what is in my house, I don't want to see it in nobody else's house. You understand what I'm saying? And I want the money to circulate in the economy. So I don't want my people, meaning you guys out there who are watching on YouTube or listening on Nationwide 90.3, 5, 7, and 9 to order out of the country. I want the money to stay here. So I am really depending on my suppliers now to supply the things them that is really, as you say, you like to say unique, but sometimes it's not that unique. And we don't want you to say, come on. All right. How about refreshing your walls? Go down to BH Paints. I just told you a while ago, you can get those pots that you can get the sample colors in. It's only $500. Apply a fresh coat of paint to your wall. That's all you have to do. It is the most transformative thing that you can do to your house, and which is paint. And it's also the most affordable. It is the most transformative, the most affordable. Paint your walls, do it a different color. And what I am into these days is dopamine decor, meaning you paint splashes of paint around your house, whereas, you're not going to paint the entire space, but one wall. Find some feature walls, right, that you can paint. So therefore, when you walk in, you just feel good. That color jumps out at you. It grabs you, makes you feel good, and you're like, okay, you're ready for the next space. Your powder room is the perfect space for that. The perfect space. And in your powder room, you break all rules, because that is all about imagination, creativity, innovation, the whole thing. Go in your powder room and say, paint it a bright red. Why not? Paint it a bright blue. Why not? You understand what I'm saying? Then you tone it down somewhat in your living room. If you have a home office, there you go. Do a black wall. If you have a den, do a turquoise wall. Speaking about turquoise, BH Paints has a nice color called Pleasant Stream. Pretty, see? Pretty, see? Lord of mercy, Jesus and peace. Pretty. Yeah. And I'm telling you, when you put the splashes of color around, I'm not saying for you to do a color box of, so on. You're going to create some kind of flow and harmony in the space. So therefore, these colors mean something. How you do that? You can get together. Remember, we talked about the accent pillows. You can get fabric that has all the colors that speak to you in there, right? You get you do a pillow, or you do some drapery out of that fabric and do splashes of that color throughout the house. And what you have rhythm, and then you have what? Harmony. All right. Declutter and organize. Lord have mercy if I say that one more time. If I say it one more time, you need to declutter the place. You cannot walk into the new year again with all of these clothes that you're not wearing, and all of these shoes that dry rot, and all of these things in your cupboard that don't have no lid. All of these things have to go. You see, once you start to declutter and reorganize, you feel it's an instant fix. Instant. You understand me? Your surfaces in your kitchen must be minimal to create an airy and clutter-free environment. We don't need to know that you have a deep fryer, air fryer, um, uh, uh, kettle, electric kettle, toaster, and all these things, and everything must just line up like we're selling them. No, no. We don't need to know what I want to see when I come into your house. Yeah, because me coming to everybody's house. Honestly to God. Yeah, I just want to see a clean, uninterrupted counter space. When it is that you are ready to use them, you take them out. Are you, and then you're going to tell me, no, Karen, I don't have any space in the cupboard for these things. You know why you don't have the space? Because you have all these things in there that you're not using. That need to throw away. You understand what I mean? Lord, Marigold says, if I'm looking at his face. Yes, Marigold, I was there last night. I was a little elf that flew in while you were sleeping, and I looked at your space and I said, yes, we're going to address Marigold today. SH says, so true, Karen. How about you come and show me in detail? You can take a holiday at the same time. Actually, SH, guess where I am? You know, it's the difference. Okay, guys. So here's the situation, though. The next thing that I need you guys to do is to upgrade your hardware and your fixtures. Remember, we talked about upgrading the light fixtures? Yes, you can upgrade your kitchen hardware as well. That one too, along with paint. That one too is an instant upgrade. You are going to know, go to the hardware store. As a matter of fact, you know, when you go to the hardware store and you see the amount of options that you have out there right now when it comes to hardware for kitchens, blow your mind. Blow your mind. The next thing that I have for you now, introduce greenery, indoor plants, the snake plants, the succulents, the hanging vines for the freshness. Yes, the larger plants now you can use now to create natural dividers for open spaces. So if it is that you're living in a studio and a beautiful studio at that, you know, you can use like an areca palm or a fiddle leaf fig tree, right? To define your spaces and to separate the spaces. Them something in a cost not only for money. Right? Okay. You're gonna layer your textiles now for the warmth. And I know Jamaica hot. Yes, I know. I know. But sometimes we don't talking about heat hot. We're talking about warm and fuzzy heat. You understand? So you're gonna swap out some of your bedding. Yes, your bedding that must just change one time a year for Christmas. You know, bedding can change for all seasons. And yes, you're going to tell me again. You know, my Jamaican people are difficult sometimes. We don't have season in Jamaica. I understand that, but the seasons are marked. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Yes, we can change out. As a matter of fact, every 3 months, just change out some things for just some freshness. So your house not stagnated. It not cool. It not just there, and we just pass and just go to where we're going, and that's it. I am saying zhuzh up the place and revitalize. All right. Here's the thing now. Play some background music. Play some background music. Are you going to tell me JPS, don't it? Yes, man. And you know what? Maybe it is that them have some solar powered radio out there that we can use. Me, I want music playing all the time. I want background music as soon as I walk in, and you can program that too with your smartphones and your smart devices. You can program the entertainment in your home. Make your home rise up to greet you. When you walk in, this place must smell good, it must sound good, it must look good. Yeah, you get where I'm going with that, right? Okay, talking about smell good, candles, diffusers, fresh flowers for an inviting scent. Yes, those same diffusers that you plug in. You must never be in your house without one. House must smell nice, and it must not always smell of cooking smell. No, I don't want your cooking smell on my clothes when I leave. I want my perfume to smell on me. I do not. When you're cooking, find a way, open up the window, boil bleach, do something, but it cannot smell like fish. And it cannot smell like chicken and they all grease. No, your extractor fan that works. Open the window. You understand? But when you walk into your space and it can't smell like bleach all the time either and disinfectant. No. It must smell nice. It must smell nice, right? So soft background music, and of course your candles and your diffusers, fresh flowers. Fresh flowers when you walk in, it's when you walk into your space. Some of us have foyers and some of us have these entrance tables. Flowers must go there. Flowers must go there. And I know that you saw me do some faux lifetime flowers in the other thing. What you can do too is to spray them every now and again, right? And then, spray them. And I do know that you have the dust issue with those kind of faux things, but of course, you have to dust, okay? And you can spray those. No, personalize your space. Your meaningful items like your family photos, your travel souvenirs, your DIY art. I am double-minded on this. Your family photos. I don't want you to take out the millions. You can take out 1 or 2, at most 3. Put them in. All of them should have a light frame. So if it is black frames, do black frames. If it is gold frames, do gold frames. And then you have a gallery wall. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure that the wall has a space for growth. So you don't crowd up the whole thing one time, because you know what? You're growing. You're going to make a memory this year. So this year, you're going to choose which one's going to go on, what one's going to make it. Make it to the gallery wall. You understand? Your travel souvenirs, don't bother with it. I don't want you to bring back nothing else from Mexico, from New Zealand, from everywhere else. No, you don't need another cup. You don't need another stone. You don't need it. Take some pictures. If it is that you have to bring back something that you can actually use. Maybe a piece of clothing or something like that. But please, may I beg you, stop with this whole pachachka. That is the reason why you cannot have your appliances in the kitchen cupboards now, because of all them something they want to carry back. And so you're not using it. So stop. Okay, fine. Here's the other thing now. You're going to mix your old and your new decor pieces to make your space uniquely yours. Yeah, not everything in your space must be shiny and brand new. Not everything must be all either. You understand? But when you have a real expert mix of the 2 pieces, then you're going into personality decor. Then you're going into dopamine kind of decor, which is my personal favorite. My personal favorite right now is boho, dopamine. Just those 2, because it's free spirited. It is feel good decor, and it's intentional. Then you have something big. All right, guys. Stick and stay with us, and we're coming back with, yes, it's home tour time now. Yeah, I know I said it before, but yeah, it's home tour time. So go and do something and come right back. You only have like 2 minutes. Come right. And remember, you remember Dr. Patrice Charles King will be here in a few minutes, and we're going to be talking about menopause and andropause. This is one that you have to stay for, because it's going to change your life. All right? Soon come back.
You never thought you dey from papa. Which kind money we never see before? Cause hello me, got me feeling I'm the one. Ajay, can never take my cake away. Ajay, you can't count my grace. I just did my lane. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money.
Good morning and welcome to the newest addition to the Nationwide News Network family on Hot 102.
Good afternoon, I'm Erica Allen.
I'm Elizabeth Bennett.
In Nationwide News at this hour.
This is Nationwide. I'm Cliff Hughes.
And I'm Carol Narcisse.
Morning, welcome to This Morning on Hot 102.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Beverly Anderson Manley. Good morning and welcome.
For 20 years, Nationwide 90 FM has been your trusted source for breaking news, delivering critical updates when you needed them most. 3:37 in the afternoon, we interrupt to bring you more from the One Don Klansman gang trial. Another guilty verdict. With fearless, fact-based journalism that unearthed the truth.
Between 2012 and 2018, nearly $5.5 million was taken from the track legend.
And insightful commentary that sparked meaningful conversations and shifted perspectives.
Welcome to the front page. I'm Emily Crooks. I am Naomi Francis. We're pleased to be joined by Roger Clark.
From the stories that shook Jamaica,
we're having an earthquake,
to those that inspired change and left lasting impacts.
In 2014, to be dealing with an issue such as the Mariodine case.
Nationwide 90 FM has been there, diving deep into the issues that matter most to you. As we mark 20 years of dedicated service in 2025, we honor the trust you have placed in us and reaffirm our commitment to serving you, the Jamaican people. Rooted in truth, fairness, and integrity, we continue to provide incisive reporting with a foundation of accountability and respect. While we celebrate our journey, we are also focused on the future, fueled by the same passion and purpose that has always driven us. Thank you for supporting Team Revolution for 2 decades. Stay with us. The best is yet to come.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals dey in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. E no finish dem wan fight us. If dem dey run dem no fit catch up. I know dey form say I too righteous. No con dey form say you too like us. Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me. Could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap be no wrong. But it rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap be the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It rush well, it be much.
Welcome back to the home tour. Come on! Have I got a treat for you? Guess what? We are at another property of the franchise, Choose to Be Happy. And yes, it is all that and more. Come with me. Let's go look inside. Come on. Wow. Yes. Okay, all right. What I am seeing here, 3 colors at play. A touch of blue, lots of white, and gray. We're talking about the porcelain floors laid on the vertical in a brick pattern. We're also talking about the solid surface countertops, yes, in granite, and then the sledge stone. So you know it is texture upon texture. Walk in and what you do? I have to check out the cuteness. You understand what I'm saying? There is a nice, beautiful, full-length mirror right here so I can check in when I come in. And of course, I can check in when I leave. Yes. Another thing that is really jumping out at me is a spiral staircase. My curiosity has already bucked it gone all the way up because I want to know what's up there. So the strategic use of the white on the walls juxtaposed with the gray on all the painted surfaces and of course on the surface here of the spiral staircase gives me a sense of rest. It gives me a sense of rejuvenation. It gives me a sense of refreshing, like, yes, my spirit has come home to rest. All right, let's check out the kitchen. Yes, we're talking about a G kitchen here, right? And then you can seat 4 people from the peninsula. It works in a very small space. Stainless appliances, beautiful artwork, you know, the gray juxtaposed with the white. It works. It's a functional kitchen, yet it's not cramped and crowded, but it's small. Beautiful use of space. You will see as I go through, there is a repeating pattern. So there's a lot of rhythm in the space based on this trellis geometric here. It's one pattern throughout the space that gives you a sense of cohesion and, yes, rhythm. Here's what's so impressive about this space, the finishes, and here's what I mean. This is a table here. You can see that it was pre-loved, and all they've done is just paint it, and they've painted it with the emulsion paint that is an oil finish. That way, when it is dried, it is a very hard and tough finish. You can't destroy that. Coming over now to the console, quartz here, so it is a one wipe. So everybody, when you're doing your Airbnbs, make sure that the maintenance of it is strong, and it's very strong here. Remember I told you about my 3 colors? Here we go again. The white of the walls, the gray in the sofa and the finishes, and of course the touch of blue in the trellis geometric. It is so wonderful. Now here's what is speaking to your spirit and your soul when you walk in now. The artwork. The artwork. You see, because they have a play on the grays with the cabinetry, right? And the painted furniture. You know what happens now, right? The artwork comes alive. These are the Jamaican masters. And of course, Richard Hall is one of them. And then the subject matter. So whereas you will think that, oh my God, this is a respite. It's so peaceful. It's so nice. It gives you a little jolt to your soul when you look at the art in the space. The TV wall is treated to sledge stone. It is the material that you will use when you want to do a feature wall, but you don't want to be in your face with it. So what happens is now, it pops the texture. You understand what I'm saying? It's simple, it's classy, it's timeless. And that's what you want in your space, especially for an Airbnb. Because you know Airbnb, people come in and out. You know what I'm saying? They're not necessarily very careful with your things. So you want to put these strong finishes in so that, yeah, not only does it look good, it's functional and it's easy to clean. Yeah. So I'm on my way now to the bedroom. And what do I see in the corner? This beautiful accent chair, again, with the same repeated design of the trellis geometric. You understand? So therefore, there's not a whole lot of patterns going on in there, although it's one nice, beautiful pattern. So what that does now, it cleanses your palette with the white walls to take in the beautiful art. It's just that simple. You got it? Yeah. Can we talk about the barn door? Can we talk about the barn door? Do you see what I'm doing? You see, when you have a barn door, you don't have to think about door swing. Yes? And then because this apartment is like a museum, because everything in here is all about the art, we look at the beautiful hardware. It's not an ordinary hardware on this, you know. It's very, very nice hardware for the barn door. The next thing that I want to talk to you about now, look at this regular French door, and they have frosted the panels. What that does, gives you privacy for the bedroom. Let's go in there and look and see what's going on. Yes, this is a yes. This is a thumbs up. Here we go again. Let's go, let's go. Quartz countertop, right? On top of what is a desk. You understand where I'm going with this? One wipe, maintenance free, and looks great. It is the perfect blend of aesthetically pleasing and functional. You understand? Again, we're talking about the painted finishes. The painted, look at this gray. It's like a slate gray. Beautiful, beautiful gray on the cabinetry, and the same thing on the closets. And then they have like a bookshelf or a shelving unit here, which has great movement. What they've done now is put the white on top so you can see this great contrast. The white and the gray, there's perfect harmony and of course perfect rhythm in this space. All right, the bed. Again, here we're talking about the hug. You just want to jump into the bed. You know, anytime you go in the bedroom and then you know, your bed is made with nice, fresh white sheets. And then you have this beautiful, nice blanket here because it's Jamaica, it's hot. We don't need more than this. It's just nice. Upholstered headboard. And why not? Upholstered headboards, it creates like warm and comfy and a hug. Remember, I pointed out the spiral staircase when we walked in, right? As I walk into this bedroom, and you know, you're forced to look up because of all of the beautiful art on the walls. But not only am I seeing art, there's a window there. So that must mean that's the second bedroom. You know what? Let's go check it out. Come on, let's go. Going up. Come on. Oh, we have landed. We have landed. You know, it's a full-size bedroom up here, right? In a loft space, which is, you know, it's like prime space. And you guys, let me just tell you something. If ever you have a really tall ceiling, consider putting in a loft. Yes, you never know. So this is a full-size secondary bedroom. And we're talking about a beautiful headboard again in gray. Yes, in order for that repetition and the harmony. Yes, so we have this beautiful tufted headboard. It says what it is in the room. It is the focal point. You look at it and of course, choose to be happy, especially with our white sheets. So it's gray, it's white, it's texture, it is artwork. Remember, I've always said in small spaces, use up your verticals, use up your walls. Yes, so this is what they have done. Every inch of space, well, not every inch of space, but you know, strategically placed, we have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork on the wall. And it's all hand done. There's no prints here. No prints here at all. Did I introduce you to the home office over there? Yeah? Okay, let me introduce you to that. Viewers, meet the home office. Home office, meet the viewers. Yes, because we went through our pandemic and because we knew that, listen, in order for us to make money, in order for us to be creative, in order for us to do our get ready with me's and the dollies and the makeup stuff, we need to create these spaces at home. So, my darlings, make sure that you are inspired and motivated to do this in your space. Wherever you find a little 3-foot space, you can have a home office. You certainly can. The wall unit, yes. It says structure, it says timeless, and it says classic. Remember I told you about the window, right? Yeah, I'm looking right downstairs. It gives me height. As a matter of fact, a loft bedroom with a window, it really and truly opens up the space. Let's go check out the bathroom. Wow, let's unpack this bathroom. You know, I've always said a bathroom is a bathroom is a bathroom, right? But when you have small spaces, of course, they've done a wonderful job in doing the white walls. And these walls are in perfect condition. I can't see a blemish. And I'm looking. All right, cool. Again, the art, but look at the walls. Look at the tiles. We're talking about herringbone mosaic over here. And then the same tiles that you have on the floor everywhere else is the shower floor in the shower area. You understand what I'm saying? Now, no slip issues here because it is the porcelain in a plank. So therefore, it has a little grit, it has a little texture. No, we have the rain head shower. So we stand here and we feel like, oh yes, we're at Dunn's River. And then we have our jets here, right? We have the niche over here. And if you're doing any kind of bathroom renovation these days, you must have a niche. Did you know that way back in the day, right, we used to live outdoors? Yes, we did. Meaning that we would be inside for our cooking or sleeping only. And then outside would be where we would entertain, is where we would do everything in life. And then now, after 6 o'clock, we would go inside. So let me just tell you something. Because of the weather in Jamaica, we have these things called verandas. Everywhere in the world, we say patios. So the verandas these days, because, you know, we live inside with AC, are slightly used. Yes, but remember, let's go back to the roots. Let's enjoy the flora. This is what people, let me tell you something. We live where all the people vacay. Enjoy your patios, enjoy your verandas, whatever you want to call it. Just enjoy the outside. So can you imagine now, you come home from in the evening, you sit here, you're thinking about your day, you're thinking about how wonderful and blessed you are to be living in Jamaica? Oh yes, this is paradise.
Yes. All right, guys. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that? I know I did. I know I enjoy every time I see that space, the Seville. It's just a happy space. You understand what I'm saying? And judging by the comments in the YouTube, it would appear that it is their happy space as well. They just love it. No, two things. I am seeing now in the chat that it looked like David get to work. You understand, David? I'm going to need a finder's fee. You understand? Okay, so it looked like David gets to work. The next thing is, I believe it was Marvelous who says she has problems with the scented candles and everyone making them in these cute containers. Times gone by, she could get candles without containers and reuse what they have. They still have them. You can go into these bigger stores, and there are candles that you can buy that you can put into the containers that you have. Right? If it is that even if it is not scented, what you can do is go and get some essential oils, and while the candle is burning, just drop a few little droplets in there. You will be fine. SH is saying too that she's putting all her stuff in the attic, and I'm thinking though, Miss Lady, that you can sort through, before you put them into the attic. You can sort through as to what stays and what goes, because to me, just putting things in, storing them away where you don't have to see them, it's like putting a Band-Aid over a wound, and I want the wound to heal. I don't want you to put the Band-Aid. So I want you to go through all these things first before you can you store them. We have a new person, Morella Josiah. Yes. Oh wow. There we go. Hello and welcome to you. Welcome. Thank you for leaving a comment, and please like up the live. Please, may I beg you, like up the live. All right, guys, so come back. And when we come back, you know who is here, right? You know who we're going to be talking to. Yes, the only person to talk to about menopause and andropause. For all you young'uns who really swear say, Unanaga get old, trust and believe me, if it's one thing that is certain in life, is aging. Yeah, it is. Sorry to let you know. And this is one of the passages and the journeys that you're going past through. You know what I'm saying? And once you're in it, it's not something that you pass through and then you say, okay, I'm out of it. No, you're in it. You're in it to win it. So we're going to get some strategies as how to win it. Dr. Patrice Charles King, who is a renowned psychologist in Jamaica and the diaspora, will be going into all of the facts and the myths of menopause and andropause. Soon come back.
This year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me.
It's time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paints 100% Acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
It's all Valentine's inside at Fontana.
Nobody make a love thing flop. Fontana, are your one-stop shop? Oh yes.
If you love someone, kiss perfumes, wines, teddy bears, and chocolate.
It's all Valentine's inside at Fontana.
Oh, Fontana.
Yes, baby, love me, know you want it. Perfume, wine, steady beers and chocolate.
You better go Fontana for me.
Fontana, are your one-stop shop?
It's so Valentine's inside at Fontana.
Good morning and welcome to the newest addition to the Nationwide News Network family on Hot 102.
Good afternoon, I'm Erica Allen. I'm Elizabeth Bennett in Nationwide News at this hour.
This is Nationwide. I'm Cliff Hughes.
And I'm Carol Narcisse.
Morning, welcome to This Morning on Hot 102.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Beverly and it's Manley. Good morning and welcome.
For 20 years, Nationwide 90 FM has been your trusted source for breaking news, delivering critical updates when you needed them most. 3:37 in the afternoon, we interrupt to bring you more from the One Don Klansman gang tribe. Another guilty verdict. With fearless, fact-based journalism that unearthed the truth.
Between 2012 and 2018, nearly $5.5 million was taken from the track legend.
And insightful commentary that sparked meaningful conversations and shifted perspectives.
Welcome to the front page. I'm Emily Crooks. I am Naomi Francis. We're pleased to be joined by Roger Clark.
From the stories that shook Jamaica,
We're having an earthquake.
to those that inspired change and left lasting impacts.
In 2014, to be dealing with an issue such as the Mario Dean case.
Nationwide 90 FM has been there, diving deep into the issues that matter most to you. As we mark 20 years of dedicated service in 2025, we honor the trust you have placed in us and reaffirm our commitment to serving you, the Jamaican people, rooted in truth, fairness, and integrity. We continue to provide incisive reporting with a foundation of accountability and respect. While we celebrate our journey, we are also focused on the future, fueled by the same passion and purpose that has always driven us. Thank you for supporting Team Revolution for 2 decades. Stay with us. The best is yet to come.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals dey in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish they won't fight us. If them they run them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want telling me could deny my fantasy. They want to check if my tap be no wrong. But it rush well, it be much. Now gotta make my tap be the rush. The kind money we touch, yeah. It rush well, it be much. No be hype, everybody they crush. There's no darling with us.
Talk to me, somebody. Let me know what going.
Jefumi Jackpata, I dey go Ghana. You never thought you dey from Papas. Which kind money we never see before.
And we are back. So if you are new to the space, every Saturday at 1 from 1 to 3, we have the Design Studio with me, Karen Design Diva Booker. And if you join in, your Saturday will get a whole lot better. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody who's listening to us on 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9, hello and welcome, and thank you so very much for sharing space with us. And if you're new here, welcome. And for those of us on YouTube, let me just tell you about my tribe on YouTube. They are second to none. I want to tell you thank you every single Saturday for sharing space with me and for giving me the valuable feedback and just letting us know that, listen, this little show that could is really doing it. The show is showing and it is showing up. And you guys are showing up for me and for Nationwide and for the Design Studio, and we love it and we love you. Now, without further ado, you know I've told you that Dr. Patrice Charles King is here, who is just, and for those who, you know, just in case and I don't know who this esteemed lady is. She is a counseling psychologist and the founder of Phoenix Counseling Center in Kingston, Jamaica. right? She has been actively involved in addressing various psychological and social issues within the Jamaican community. She is the go-to. She is the person who you want a speech about something, that is the lady. If you need to like get some clarity on something, that is the lady. She is the guru. She is the doctor. You understand? So, Dr. Patrice Charles King, hello.
I need to just like make sure that anywhere I'm going, you are there so that you can introduce me. How are you doing,
Yeah,
Karen?
man. I'm your ride or die. I'm your ride along. I am your
Yes,
ride along. I will
definitely.
be there.
Definitely.
And let me
I am
and let me
booking
just
you.
and let me just tell you something too, just in case you're under a rock and you don't know who this lady is. She pretty, see? She is one of the ladies who, you know, those people who are just they exude beauty from the inside out. When you look on her skin, she just look nice. So, welcome, Dr. Patrice. Welcome,
Thank you
welcome,
so much.
welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you so very much. Now, we have a topic. Of course, no, I know that we have been given permission because, you know, in the human space, in our journey, there are things that were taboo until we get permission, you know? So this taboo topic is no longer taboo. We now have permission. It is trending. It is trending because now
Yeah.
fabulous people are getting older. So then figure
Oh,
out,
yeah.
say, it's time to talk about the things.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I think for a lot of, well, actually, for both men and women, this topic, and I'll let you introduce the topic, but this topic is, as you said, it used to be taboo, but it was more because no one really wanted anyone to know that they're this old and experiencing these symptoms, because now it represents, oh, I'm really senior. So
Yes.
the younger
Yes.
version is, you know, I don't want them to kind of to know what I'm going through. This is embarrassing. I don't, you know, and for some reason, men and women were embarrassed to experience this stage of their life. Now, oh hell no. Now I just want to retire and have fun with my husband. You know?
I know. Can I just tell you without any threat off? You understand? So for those of us who just started or just came into the conversation, remember we're talking about menopause and the little known now andropause, which is the men's version of it. So none other than
normal.
Dr. Patrice Charles King, who is the expert and who will just debunk some of the myths, reinforce some of the facts, and just tell us how to navigate this new place. And as you know, you just said a while ago, Dr. Patrice Charles King, that we just never want nobody knows that's how we old. You know,
Yeah.
and some of us, let me tell you, so we're not too old either, but it happens. So we just don't want to know about this. So I will give you the platform now, ma'am, and just introduce menopause to us. What is it?
You know, menopause and andropause. Menopause, it occurs in women, and it really refers to the end of a woman's reproductive years. So she will stop seeing a period, that's menopause, or perimenopause, where she, her period becomes very infrequent, right? So it also biologically causes a decline in her hormones, the hormones estrogen and progesterone. So that's just like the black and white of menopause, the biological definition of menopause. In women, andropause is, or it's otherwise known as male menopause, and of course in men, and that involves just the gradual decrease in testosterone levels in men. And it can also lead to various physical and emotional changes for men, right?
Wow.
And for menopause, so perimenopause usually begins between 45 and 55. And then you see the beginning of menopause after 55. Some people see it a little bit earlier, around 51, but menopause usually begins a little bit later on down, like 55, 56. Andropause for men can start as early as in their 30s, to be honest with you, early 40s. But for most men, it's commonly experienced in men over 50. And so, when they have that midlife crisis, usually this is what you see in the onset of andropause in men.
Okay. All right. So let us deal with the menopause first. Now, for most of us, I remember when I asked my mother about menopause, and the only thing she said to me was, God rest her soul, it was okay. I went through it just fine, and that was the end of that. You understand? So for a lot of us, menopause means hot flashes and a little bit of weight gain. But the more we go into this thing now, that is just 2 of 150 million. You know what I mean? Symptoms of this. So if you can at least just walk us through some of the symptoms of it, so therefore, like the brain fog, that we know that we're not losing our mind and we're not in dementia. You know, it is a part of it.
You know, I want to, and I don't want to discount the lead up to menopause, because it's really, I think, where we see the majority of the symptoms of this menopause, which is the perimenopause. So this is the introduction to menopause. And based on my research, I can tell you 114, you know what I'm saying? 114 symptoms of perimenopause. Okay? So we can say so menopause is probably, when we reach menopause, it's like, yay, we made it through perimenopause. But menopause, like the common symptoms of menopause, of course, everybody knows, including men, hot flashes, the night sweats. But it's not just night sweats, you know. They're also chills. So you're hot, and then you're cold. And then you're hot, and then you're cold. So if you have a partner in your bed, they're going to see sheets on, sheets off. Sheets on, sheets off, right? You're going to have irregular periods. And I used to say to my sister, you know, this is so unfair, because it's better you just don't have a period and then deal with the symptoms versus having a period and dealing with the symptoms. So choose, take one. Like, God, give me just one. Take the period away, give me the symptoms, but don't give me both of them, because that's just mean, right? And of course, the mood swings, which is, I don't think, when you have to have an understanding of the impact of mood swings due to an hormonal imbalance. Like, you wake up in the morning and you're fine, and everything is great, and you're going along and you're having a great day. And then you're driving along in the car, and the next thing you know, you're bawling to some music that is playing, because that's how drastic your mood swings can be, right? Sleep disturbances, insomnia is just, like, it will become your friend. Insomnia. You lie down in bed, you feel tired, and you can't fall asleep. And if you fall asleep, you can't stay asleep. And then, of course, it can affect, it affects your sex life, because a lot of people, there is a loss in their libido, and that loss can be due to vaginal dryness and atrophy, which is quite unfortunate, you know. And just for those who are not sure what atrophy is, vaginal atrophy is the thinning and inflammation of the vaginal walls. And vaginal dryness is the reduced moisture that can lead to, you know, a lot of discomfort when you're having sex. And then so common symptoms. So, you wanted to stay with menopause, and like I said, perimenopause should never be discounted, because perimenopause is like the foundation of menopause. And perimenopause, I know a lot of women come to me, and they think they have a mental health illness. And when they begin to talk to me and they begin to tell me about their difficulty concentrating and their memory lapses, they start talking about, you know, their anxiety and their depression, the disconnection, irritability, panic attacks, just fatigue, mood swings, crying spells, just feeling overwhelmed, you know, and just feeling just like an increase in just being vulnerable to stress. So the normal stressors have a greater impact. You understand? And just having a decrease in their self-esteem, and just feeling less confident about themselves, and feeling like just having a loss of interest in just things that they used to enjoy before. And then if all of that wasn't enough, just a decrease in motivation to just achieve the goals that they need to achieve.
Oh my God.
And so you put all of that together, and you're like, I'm going crazy. I must have a problem, and it's actually something that no one will escape. It's not a problem. It's a part of growing up. And the same way that when you were preteen and you had to learn about a period, when you're now in your later stage, you now need to learn about losing that period. And so, no, it's not a mental health problem. It's a part of growing up. And when you start looking at it that way and you start giving yourself permission to grow gracefully, grow old gracefully, it now becomes a part of you and not an enemy of you.
Exactly. I love how you've really broken it down, and you've given us some of the symptoms of it. Because honestly, I remember when you and I had a conversation a few years prior, and we were talking about menopause, and I said, so when it will end? And you say you're in it. It's not that end. You're in it. You know what I'm saying? And that was eye-opening for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the thing is, and another personal story, I had a hysterectomy right after my son. So I am figuring, okay, no more period. So me bypass menopause. So ladies and gentlemen, just in case that you got a hysterectomy, no, and as I go, you're going to go through it.
Yeah, it's you don't escape it. You just get.
You don't.
So if you had a hysterectomy in your 30s, in your 20s and your 30s, just understand that your body now thinks that you're in your 50s. And so it's going, the hormonal imbalance and everything, you're going to go through that.
Yeah.
And so the
Speaking
same
of that
we have in our 50s is what you're going to have in your 20s and 30s. And it's difficult.
30s.
Because
wow.
it can affect your relationship, and it can affect yourself physically. And I think what we need to understand is, this is where you become so patient with yourself, and you become you have to love yourself through perimenopause and the menopause stage. And everything that you feel will make you ashamed of yourself. But this is where some research and understanding exactly what the emotional changes are, the physical changes are, the communication dynamics, the relationship roles, and the shift in those dynamics, especially with your relationship, if you're in a relationship and going through this, is where this level of vulnerability has to be shared with your partner. You know, I remember sending my husband information on perimenopause and not being ashamed to like, listen, I'm not going crazy. This is what's happening. Like, I remember the very first time that I said to Jermaine, babe, I don't want to work every day. You know?
Right.
And luckily, I have the husband that says, you don't have to work every day.
Right.
And I would say, I don't want to go to work today. He said, don't go to work today. And I can call him and say, the other day I said, okay, well, this is what I'm craving to eat today. And he's like, right, that's you alone. I said, yep, but this is what I'm craving. And so I feel supported in whatever it is that I'm going through, especially with my body. And I used to be like, I'm in the gym 4 days a week. And if anybody knows my husband, they know what my husband looks like, right?
Yes.
He is a gym guy. So we have a home gym now, and he's in the gym. But then he also supports me with, hey, let's go for a walk. Because I'm not lifting weights right now. My body don't want to lift any weights.
Lift no weights, exactly.
But the support is, hey, let's go for a walk, let's jog, let's do this. And it becomes, him supporting me through whatever body issue. Because, you know how it is, Karen, you could not eat anything, but you can just open your mouth and take a breath and gain 5 pounds from just...
And gain 5 pounds, exactly. And you know where exactly I gain my 5 pounds, where everybody wants to put the 5 pounds on. I want to lose those 5 pounds. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So,
skin is stretching in spaces where it's like, what? You just inhaled some bread. You didn't even tell. You just inhaled it. So, all right.
Exactly.
We'll need to go back to menopause, but just touch on the surface. No, don't touch on the surface. Be as thorough as you can with the andropause as well, because what I've heard from you right now is two things, takeaways that you just said, Dr. Charles King. 2 things. 1, give yourself grace. Give yourself permission to just go through this thing. Be kind and gentle with yourself. And two, a supportive husband and a supportive partner really makes things go a whole lot easier. So that said, no, andropause, please, because lots of us don't even know what that is, don't even know the word.
Yeah. So, andropause, and this is where a lot of men are misunderstood. And it's kind of unfair because we spend so much time and, talking about females and perimenopause and menopause, and we think that men don't go through it either. Men absolutely go through it. And they do have their effects of andropause, and women need to realize that the men that they're with, and when they're in their 50s, late 40s and 50s, you have to be patient with your man just as much as you want them to be patient with you. Men go through emotional changes also, and understand. What we don't realize as women is that we look to men to be the head of our households. We look to men to create structure and to be the columns in our families. So not only are they providing, protecting, and supporting when they're going through andropause, they have to do the same thing with no empathy from the woman that they're with. Because as far as we're concerned, you're not supposed to go through no emotional changes. So they have to struggle and suffer in silence their depression and anxiety, and that's not fair. You have to allow your husband, your man, to be vulnerable through their andropause too. Right?
Wow.
So they go through depression and anxiety similar to women. And the only thing is that they don't tell you, but they may experience feelings of depression and anxiety.
Because they're men.
With their depression and their testosterone levels, which will affect their mood and their relationship dynamics. And they will also go through their identity issues. So, they will fill out also. So many of them struggle with their decrease in their vitality, and that can lead to their own personal identity. So any man wants to run out and buy a bike or a sports car, you have to understand, okay, I see, this is where you're going, right? This is where you're going. So their own sexual function, their decreased libido, a lot of men suffer from erectile dysfunction that can create feelings within themselves of inadequacy and embarrassment, and it affects their sexual intimacy and overall relationship satisfaction. So this is why it's so important to have the type of relationship that when it comes to sex, everybody thinks outside of the box, because you're not going to be rabbits in your 50s, but there are things that you can do to create sexual satisfaction between you two, the both of you, by asking questions. Do you like this? What about this? Thinking outside of the normal sex and one on top of the other box. Which is to me boring.
And go to the drugstore and get some lube.
Right, think outside of the box as to what you can do to please each other, and you won't know unless you ask questions. You won't know until you have open discussions freely about sexual satisfaction. And if you're husband and wife and you're in that relationship, whether it's common law or not, you should be at the level where you are sexually vulnerable to each other, because this is where, within the stability, you are free to do whatever the hell you want to do in your relationship sexually, because it's just you and him, right? And so this is where the freeness and the stability of the relationship will help to stabilize those sexual issues within the relationship.
Right. Within the relationship. Now, I have a question for you. Andrea is asking, she says, some women, and this is right back to menopause now, have no menopausal symptoms. She wants to know why.
Lucky you.
Lucky you.
But, I think it has to do with the hormonal balance. And it also, because growing up, I have never, ever, ever, and I'm not exaggerating, I've just never, ever had period cramps. I don't know. Neither did I. Like.
I never had breakouts or anything. Like. It was just.
I've never had breakouts. I've never had anything like that. So why? Why was I so blessed to not have period cramps or to not have the breakouts, the skin issues? I've always enjoyed very good skin texture, no breakout, no acne. I've never had that issue. And now, during perimenopause, can you imagine, Karen? during a
Yes.
perimenopause period is when I hold on to my husband's hand and I said, I think I'm dying. I
Because
don't
we'll
know
make
what
it
this
up.
pain
You've,
is.
you've made it up
This
now. You've
can't
made
be
it up.
normal. And I said it to him. That's exactly what I said to Jeremy. And I said, babe, it looks like, because all my life I've never experienced cramps. I've heard women talk about it, but I've never experienced cramps. It looks like during perimenopause, when the damn thing's supposed to go away, it's like, all these years that you never had me, well, here I am all in one. Because if you look at the pain level between like up to 10, mine was at 12.
Oh my God, this is crazy. You know what? We are running out of time as we usually do. You know, sometimes, no matter how much time I think I have when we delve into these fascinating interviews, it's just, and you are such a wealth of information. So before we even start, before we even close, how can we find you? Where are you? Please.
Okay, so just jump onto Instagram and go to the Phoenix Counseling Center, and you can just go into the bio, follow me at the Phoenix Counseling Center, go to the bio, and just click on the fresher link if you want to come talk to me about your perimenopause or menopausal symptoms. You can just click on the fresher link and book a session at your convenience, or you can give me a call. Well, you know what? Easier to send me a WhatsApp message because I may not answer the call if I'm in a session. So send me a WhatsApp message at 868-3290. So let me repeat it again. 868-3290. And if you can't get me, send me a message. And trust me, I always respond to my WhatsApp messages.
Yes, you
or
do.
You can send
yes,
me
you
a message on Instagram.
All right. No, I
And
can't let you go.
Just to let everybody know, Karen, if you'll allow me, I go live on Sundays at 3 o'clock. So if you're following me on Instagram, you'll get that notification that I'm going live, and we'll be going live again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So if you also
what you talking about
on Instagram, you can come on at 3 o'clock and you can ask me any question. Tomorrow we like talking about relationships or things that affect relationships, such as perimenopause and menopause.
Okay, great. So you hear everybody, and I'm sure, we have such a robust conversation right now about menopause and andropause on our YouTube. And I'm sorry, guys, that we were not able to get to every one of them, but we're going to ask Dr. Patrice Charles to come back, and we are, with the blessing of Miss Jareen, and we are going to go right back. We're going to pick up where we left off, because I don't want to just gloss over it and just do a little bit of it and then leave you wanting for more. I want a whole fulsome discussion on it. So now we can talk about, in the next time when we speak, how do we cope? Because it's a coping that we have to do. We have to give ourselves grace, and we have to cope, because this thing here is not going anywhere. And I do think that we are not as equipped as we should be for dealing with menopause and andropause. So we're going to break now with it. And if Dr. Charles King, can you just give us maybe 2 or 3 coping mechanisms until we talk to you again?
Okay, so again, I think you have to foster an open communication, especially when you're in a relationship. Empathize not only with your partner, but also with yourself. Support not only your partner, but also, spoil yourself. And, I think research the different symptoms, and so that you can have a better understanding of whatever it is that you're going through, and when you do have a challenge that requires a little bit more than what you can give, reach out for some form of counseling, or speak to your mom, who is your mother, or an older female that has already gone through it, and see what her understanding is. So get literally reach into your village for your support network, and just know that it's a very significant psychological challenge, and you have to understand what the transition and the psychological impacts are. And so this will help you to better navigate whatever the complexities of aging is. And, just understanding menopause or perimenopause is something that we're all going to go through. It's nothing for you to be ashamed of, but it's definitely something for you to learn about and to understand.
Yes. And I'm just going to close by saying this. Guys, we're all in it together, and we're not alone. We're just not. As Dr. Patrice Charles King just said, reach into your village. Because, listen, just reach into your village, and of course, call her. All right, guys, so we have to wrap up. We have to special thanks to Jareen Campbell, of course, for always putting this wonderful show together. Our videographer and editor, Nigel Austin, for being on the road and just doing, you see, when I look pretty on them, something there think it's me. No, I'm there. It's the lighting and all these things that Nigel does. And, of course, our in-studio engineers, David McNish and Kevin, yes, and our driver, Kimali Rose. So you know who's up next, right? The wonderful and vivacious Pepita. So, yes, honeys, that wraps up another inspiring episode of our Decor Radio Show. So we really hope that you've enjoyed the journey through interior design and lifestyle. People, my tribe on YouTube, thank you so very much for always engaging, for always sharing the live and liking it. And of course, everybody on 90.3, 90.5, 7, and 9 riding along and just getting all of the niceness and the goodies that we have to share. Remember, next week, Saturday, between 1 to 3, we will be back. Same place, same time. And your Saturday will just get a whole lot better. It certainly will. So until then, have a good day, and please support Pepita. Stay here. Don't go nowhere. Stay right here. Support Pepita, and just listen and just stay tuned in to Nationwide 90 FM. Happy decorating and have a great weekend. See you next week. Bye.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals dey in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish.